What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion Platform.
There's haters. I don't have a message. I don't take my time to respond and to defend myself. Why would I do that? I'm giving you a microphone if I'm doing that. I'm giving you solace that you're in my life. I don't care. I really don't. So if it's been that way all my life, you would think that I'm used to it. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I keep going. So I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that. This is a comfortable place for me.
And I just really want people to know I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forth for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
Yo, what it do, what it do? What's up, everybody in the chat? It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Man, we ain't gonna be here long today. Like I said, man, for everybody that's out there trying to get any updates, if you're looking to get any updates, head over to Instagram. Check out Justice for R.K., man. Any documents, the latest case updates, you want to go follow Justice for R.K. on Instagram. Jennifer Bonjean replied to the Chicago trial, was put out today. Shout out to Justice for R.K. for keeping us updated with the information as the case proceeds. Um, I read through it a little bit. You know, it was a lot of stuff in it that Jennifer pointed out, which what went on throughout the trial, throughout the course of the trial, that Jennifer pointed out. Um, a lot of statutes and limitations, a lot of things that were overlooked by the judge as far as testimony that was given by McDavid, by Lisa Van Allen, Keith Murrow, as far as these tapes, the people associated with the tapes. Um, the people that was associated with the tapes, about the handling of these tapes, the people who was pictured on the tapes. So a lot of people that's out here in the world have been misinformed as far as the evidence go. We're not going to talk about the accusations. We're going to talk about the evidence that was put into place by the prosecutors that was supposed to prove that Mr. Kelly indeed committed the crime that they were accusing him of. We all know that he was acquitted on the obstruction of justice charges, which they said the reason for him uh participating in these activities was to obstruct justice. I remember a while back speaking on, Jennifer tried to severance R. Kelly case from McDavid and June Brown, but they denied that motion, which had them all on the case together. So she speaks about all of that within this paperwork, and a lot of case law, a lot of case she speaks about the sentencing guideline, overcharging, a lot of different stuff she speaks about in this paperwork. So for this documentation, for these documentation that was released today, if you are looking to get those, head over to Instagram, go check out Justice for RK for all the case information. I mean, this page has been so informative as far as information go. I mean, everything that comes out, everything that's released, they are getting it, they are putting it out here. So if y'all want to get these documentations for yourself and read it for yourself before we are able to go over it, I'm going to talk to my panel and see when we can get together so we can go over these documentations, about 10 pages. But for the people who want to follow along, just to get you a little caught up on what's going on, you can head over to Instagram at Justice for RK and catch up with the latest developments in this case. We know that the oral arguments take place on February the 22nd. That's right around the corner. So let's get caught up on the information. And people that's been supporting in this R. Kelly sector for the last 5 years, you kind of know about a lot of the things that took place, So some of the information that she puts in her, some of the information that she points out is a lot of the question that we as supporters was asking during the trials. A lot of the red flags that we heard throughout the case. So we're gonna dive into it. It's amazing though with this trial, with these two trials. We have yet to hear from one juror that sat in this case to come out and speak to the, as far as how did they come up with their conclusion about to charge this man on these accounts that they charged him with. Most times when you see trials and the trial end, they go up and ask the juror, how was it? Was it a difficult decision to make? This, that, and the third. I mean, this is one of these trials that we haven't heard pretty much from no one involved in these trials, New York or Chicago. We really haven't heard from anyone involved in these trials. But this is an this is an old video of Diana Copeland, who did an interview with Michael Strahan on ABC. But my purpose of bringing this interview, my purpose of going over this, and I was just looking at some old stuff. I mean, I typed in the R.KELLY updates on YouTube to see what was out there, and I come across this video just to listen in to see what was being said. And one thing I can say, like listening in to this interview that Michael Strahan did with her, you know, this is one of those things. You know how they say they try to charge R. Kelly with coercion and different things like this, different things like that. I mean, when you listen to Michael Strahan within this interview, Diana Copeland is she's giving you she's telling you her side of things in a way that she saw it when she was around. But I want you all to look at how Michael Strahan tried to make everything personal and make everything seem like it was a problem, or pretty much try to paint R. Kelly to be this controlling control freak that didn't allow people to do certain things, or you had to ask for permission, as if. And Diana Copeland kind of like she was respectfully correcting him because he kept wanting to take the conversation to paint R. Kelly as a control freak or a mean person or a monster or whatnot. But this is something that happens, and this was after the trial. So she testified during the trial, and she did this interview after the trial. So we're gonna listen to some of the things that she had to say during this interview, and we're not gonna be here long. I just really wanted to come and update people with the latest developments on the case, as far as the information where you can find it. Justice for RK on Instagram. And just thought I'll share this interview with Diana Copeland, you know, with her, you know, this is her interview after the trial. Okay. So I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. Shout out to HR, shout out to D-Map, shout out to EJ, shout out Jericho, shout out Cookie. What's up, Frankie? Man, I see y'all in here. Sin for sin. What's going on? Hawk, what's going on? Patrick, what's up? What's up? Miss Lady T, what's up? Yeah, man, let's get to it and check this thing out. Let's get to it.
3 Grammys. And what was it like working for it?
It was incredible. You know, one day I'm hugging Whitney Houston, and then the next day I might be on the set of Lady Gaga.
How would you describe him as a person?
He's charismatic. And I think that's one of the reasons why people kind of say he has 2 personalities, because when you meet him, he has, you know, he's a really personable person. If you see him angry, that's a whole different person.
Inside Kelly's homes where she worked, Copeland said there were rules, like guests were not allowed to roam the homes. Where did they all stay?
Yeah, he would have live-in girlfriends. They had their own rooms. Guests would just come, maybe sit in the studio with him. But
I want you all to really now, my purpose of this is just showing. My purpose of this video is pretty much to showing how the media was attacking this man's character, this man's personality, the things, the way that this man moved, the things that he chose to do, and how he chose to protect people, you know, from different things or whatnot. But I want to show you how all of these media personalities were all working together to try to destroy this man's character and make him look bad. Just listen at how Michael Strahan is pretty much doing her the way that Gayle King did Rob.
They had their own rooms. Guests would just come, maybe sit in the studio with him. But the living girlfriends, they had their own rooms.
There were moments where they were restricted, though, of moving around the house. They had to ask for permission to leave their rooms and move around the house. Can you tell me about that?
He had like 3 properties, and those properties, there was like a certain decorum that was expected. He pretty much didn't want not just the girls to move around, but he didn't want anybody to be able to just roam his house, you know.
So you see how Michael Strahan tried to make it specifically about the girlfriends. Oh, it was just about the girlfriends that couldn't roam. See, Michael Strahan tried to make it directly just about the girls. And I like that Diana said, no, it wasn't just the girlfriends. It was anybody. Nobody could roam this man's house. You know, not to mention that this man had been stolen from on countless occasions. People had stolen from him. So he had reasons why he said, you know, nobody could just walk freely throughout his house. But primarily, it wasn't him that set the rule in place. But I'm going to let y'all continue listening. I see Jericho said, I see the mansion was on the internet last week. Rob has beautiful homes, especially the red in the dining room. That shit was nice as fuck. 3.5 million for that property is a lot of money, right? So let's go to it, man. Let's keep listening to this.
Be able to just roam his house, you know, like a museum. So if they were in their rooms or wherever they were, permission was required to
leave your room. So you're a living girlfriend, you're a guest in the house, and you go to your room and you stay there until you're told that you can leave your room.
Well, I'm talking about the main part of the house, right? So nobody is able to roam. As far as like in their room, I don't know that they had to ask permission.
But if they wanted to leave their room, they had to be escorted. Is that how it worked? You have to ask permission to leave your room?
No, I don't know of permission to leave your room, but I do know, I don't think anybody was escorted from their room. So
you were never asked to like walk someone from one room to the other?
Even, never.
As executive assistant, Copeland says she had free.
But see, this is why I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is why I say that these people were trying to make this story seem similar to the story in Cleveland, Ohio, with these women that were kidnapped for 10, 12 years. You get what I'm saying? They're trying to push that narrative as if this how this man was running his household. But shout out to Diana Copeland, because she's not allowing the interviewer to direct the narrative of what she experienced. She's telling what she saw firsthand. She's talking about her experience firsthand. And he's instead of trying to make it like, oh, the women had to ask permission to go from one room to the next room. And she's like, no, it wasn't like that. You know, it wasn't nothing like that. But he started trying to make it seem as if Robert was just this controlling person who like Robert house was a prison. He's trying to paint the image of a prison. Like you can't do nothing without permission. But let's keep moving.
Executive assistant, Copeland says she had freedoms other guests didn't, but she said that everyone was required to knock on the wall when entering a space to announce their presence. Copeland says,
and I want y'all to really pay attention to this, because see how he's speaking. He like Michael Strahan is speaking like he's telling you he's saying one thing, But when she explains it, she's going to explain something totally different. But it's crazy how they twist it, because Michael Strahan, he's the interviewer. So pretty much he's the narrator of the interview. And he comes out and speak these things first, and then she gives her story of what she recalled. But listen to how he tried to phrase this situation right here as far as Diana Copeland's responsibility. What's up, Tenacia? What's up, Classy? What up, Unc?
Guests didn't, but she said that everyone was required to knock on the wall when entering a space to announce their presence. Copeland says that rule was put in place by R. Kelly's ex-wife, but stayed in place after their divorce. Why were you told to do that?
When I first started working for Robert, I asked that very same question because I had noticed that, his ex-wife would do that. So I did ask him that question. And he said, listen, I have people in my house 24 hours a day. I have workers in my house 24 hours a day. The least that everybody can do is just knock to let me know you're there. And so I understood that.
That didn't come across as a little odd?
No.
Now listen at that. He say now that didn't come across as odd, and then look, he say that didn't come across as odd that you had to knock when you enter in a room. And she's saying when she asked Rob, about that or whatever the situation may be. Just a second, y'all. So now this is a rule. The knock before you enter in a room was put in place by his ex-wife. This is not something that Rob had told these people they had to do. This was something that the ex-wife asked the people to do. So just imagine if this man having all these people there in his studio, people coming in and out of the house, but then the studio is separate from the house part. If you allow people to just roam in your house, or what if your wife is upstairs in the room lounging around with nothing on or anything, somebody just go open up a door? You know what I'm saying? So I understand the reason you would want somebody to knock before entering so they can make sure there's nobody in this room, or so, or if is it safe to come in. But you see how Michael Strahan is trying to make everything seem like it's so irrational, like he trying to make everything seem so bad, you know what I'm saying? And it's really not. This is common things that you would see. If somebody, I don't live in a mansion, but if somebody came to my house, family members or anybody came to my house, I wouldn't want them just walking into my bedroom. No. So let's just listen. We listening to this, but she say that rule as far as knock before you come into a room was implemented by the ex-wife.
But she said that everyone was required to knock on the wall when entering a space to announce their presence. Copeland says that rule was put in place by R. Kelly's ex-wife, but stayed in place after their divorce. Why were you told to do that?
When I first started working for Robert, I asked that very same question because I had noticed that, his ex-wife would do that. So I did ask him that question. And he said, listen, I have people in my house 24 hours a day. I have workers in my house 24 hours a day. The least that everybody can do is just knock to let me know you're there. And so I understood that.
That didn't come across as a little odd?
No, it didn't.
Really?
It did not. I mean, I know that celebrities have unique rules based on their likes and their dislikes. He doesn't like mustard on his hamburger. That's odd to me too, but I did it. This is his home. He wants us to knock. It wasn't a big deal for me.
Copeland says she was asked to accompany his guests on outings. She says during shopping trips, the women often didn't interact with male salespeople.
They asked me during the trial, did you notice their reaction with males? And I did. They didn't want to speak to the males. In fact, sometimes they would ask me to interact with the males.
So they didn't want to speak to the males, or were they told not to speak to the males?
Well, that piece I can't speak to because I don't know if they were told, but I would say that you can pretty much surmise that that was probably the case.
She also said Kelly made her call multiple Ubers for the girls if the drivers were male.
Robert eventually realized that Uber drivers, you can't pick the gender.
Now, she said Robert would make them call multiple Uber drivers if the Uber driver was male. Now, you got to think about what this man is really thinking about. What he's really thinking about. You got to understand his mindset as a celebrity that he is, the status that he have, where they are picking these girls up from when they get ready to go out somewhere. He's thinking about the risk of an Uber driver coming and pulling up in the front of this nice house. You know what I'm saying? Seeing all these cars, all this, and you and this girl or girlfriend getting in this car. You know, people out here, man, be on all type of shit out here trying to hit a lick, man. Uber driver pick up someone from R.KELLY house and what he can hold a hostage or any type of shit. You know, look, man, give me 50,000. If you want her to come back, give me $50,000. You know what I'm saying? It's so much shit that go on, so many things that can happen when you talking about regular people, like regular people out here that work 9 to 5s. That, you know, we have certain things we feel a certain way about getting into Ubers and calling Ubers for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Most females ain't trying to get in no Uber with a man, you know, especially if they coming from the club or whatever, been drinking, feeling a little tipsy, and they looking for an Uber. They not trying to get in an Uber with a man. You know what I'm saying? It's so much shit can happen in the Uber. Ubers aren't safe. You know what I'm saying? Ubers aren't safe just because it's an Uber. You know what I'm saying? A man pick one of these ladies up and realize that this lady is associated with a celebrity like that. Man, you don't know what the hell that person may be thinking about. Shit happened. This is real shit. But Michael Strahan is sitting here trying to make it seem like all of this shit is just unusual. But that goes to show you that Michael Strahan, you know, he don't, you know what I'm saying? His lifestyle is totally different than a Roberts. But I wonder is Michael Strahan going to allow his daughter to get in an Uber with a man at 10, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night? Is he going to trust that man to get his daughter to where she's trying to get to? Oh, Michael Strahan's your dad? Oh, man, these people out here be looking for a come up, man. And you never know when it's going to happen.
And speak to the males. In fact, sometimes they would ask me to interact with the males.
So they didn't want to speak to the males, or were they told not to speak to the males?
Well, that piece I can't speak to because I don't know if they were told, but I would say that you can pretty much surmise that that was probably the case.
She also said Kelly made her call multiple Ubers for the girls if the drivers were male.
Robert eventually realized that Uber drivers, you can't pick the gender. So he eventually stopped asking about that.
She says while outside a fitness center waiting for Kelly to work out, she was in a van with multiple women, and one of his girlfriends needed to use the restroom, but she says refused to go because she did not have permission from Kelly. Was she afraid of him? Was she afraid that if she went to the bathroom that she would be in trouble?
But see, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. If Michael Strahan allowed this woman to talk before he just assumed this. It would be I wouldn't be looking at him like a Gayle King right now. That the simple fact that he's giving his assumption before she answered the question, it only means that this man has sat around and listened to what all these other people had to say, and he's interviewing her pretty much like with the assumption that this man was just a monster. He just was doing all this, and the way he was moving was so bossy, this, that, and the third. But every time she answered the question, it had nothing to do with how he portrayed it to be. This man, now she's going to give a good reason why he say, well, he at the gym working out. First of all, if I'm going to the gym to work out and I tell you that if you're not going in the gym to work out, maybe you should have stayed at home. Maybe you should have stayed back at the crib. But I'm going to let her tell you what, the reason behind him not wanting them to get out, when he goes inside the gym to go work out and they want to use the restroom. This is Robert, man. This man is internationally known, recognized anywhere he goes.
She says while outside a fitness center waiting for Kelly to work out, she was in a van with multiple women, and one of his girlfriends needed to use the restroom, but she says refused to go because she did not have permission from Kelly. Was she afraid of him? Was she afraid that if she went to the bathroom that she would be in trouble?
That's, a question, I guess, for her. But what I can say is this. There are certain rules that are put in place for safety, because when he gets out of the vehicle, he's highly recognizable. So now whomever gets out of that vehicle, there's a spotlight, a target on that person.
The knocking on the wall,
Can y'all hear? Someone said no audio. Are y'all able to hear?
Yeah, the audio is fine on my end, nephew.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why you don't have any audio, Connie. Maybe you have to go off and come back on, or maybe I was muted at the time. I'm not sure. Or is your live caught up? Okay, so y'all are able to hear. So Robert would tell them not to get out when he go into these places because his recognition, people recognizing as him when he going into these places to work out. And if they get out of the van, without any security or anything like that, the risk of them being bombarded by paparazzi or TMZ, anybody like that, he just tried to prevent them from being ambushed. You get what I'm saying? But Michael Strahan is trying to take these situations and make it seem like it was a prison.
Let me say this real fast, nephew. I'm gonna yield back. Good evening, everybody in the chat. I want able to type in to everybody. I'm at work, so I'm gonna be in and out and listening real fast. I'm gonna say this about this gentleman, and I use the word gentleman loosely. I have no respect for him as a human being. Period. I don't wish that brother no harm or anything like that, nephew. That's not in my heart. But I have no respect for him as a human, because he know better. And now you're back and let that breathe.
All right. And Unc took your card, Mike. Unc took your card, Mike Strahan.
She says while outside a fitness center waiting for Kelly to work out, she was in a van with multiple women, and one of his girlfriends needed to use the restroom, but she says refused to go because she did not have permission from Kelly. Was she afraid of him? Was she afraid that if she went to the bathroom that she would be in trouble?
That's, a question, I guess, for her. But what I can say is this. There are certain rules that are put in place for safety, because when he gets out of the vehicle, he's highly recognizable. So now whomever gets out of that vehicle, there's a spotlight, a target on that person.
The knocking on the wall, the, no speaking to men, the texting to use the bathroom, none of that raised an alarm for you. You didn't think any of that was a little strange.
I know Robert, the family man, the businessman, but his personal life is Robert's personal life. So my job stops at the threshold of his bedroom door.
Copeland says multiple live-in girlfriends and other women would visit his homes, and one of her jobs was making their travel arrangements. In court, Kelly has been accused by some women of traveling them across state lines when they were underage. Another alleged victim telling the jury she was even held captive for several days. Diana maintains she didn't see anything like that. When you're making travel arrangements, of course, you need the date of birth. So how old were these women?
They ranged in ages, but none of them were underage.
So no minors?
No minors.
Huh, bro? Do you hear that? They ain't gonna talk about this. This is one of the government witnesses, though. What she say? They range from various ages, but none of them was underage. And you see, he tried to throw that in there. Well, when you booking these tickets, you seeing these people, the date of birth, right? So this is the question that everybody had for Cheryl Mack. When Cheryl Mack was booking that ticket for Jane Doe number 5, and she got that birthday, why did she proceed with booking that ticket, booking the tickets? This right here is the reason why I'm like, so if Cheryl Mack was doing the job that Diana was doing, and Cheryl Mack was the one booking tickets, since you want to say you try to implicate Diana as possibly helping Kells with booking the tickets of these underage women or whatever you want to call them. But she said none of these women were underage when she was booking tickets for them. But we know who booked Jane Doe number 5 ticket because it was in the text messages. But let's let Diana do her thing, man. And she is, out of all of the people who participated in these trials between New York and Chicago, this is the only person that I know of that was involved in the trial that has interviewed. Why haven't they interviewed anyone else?
Hey nephew, let me say this: the only two, and it's probably more, but the only two individuals that come to my mind that I would have been comfortable and safe with her sitting down talking to, one being Travis Smiley. I think he got his own podcast or something like that, and this other one, he used kind of language, but he can dress himself up and watch his language, and that's Corey Holcomb. You know what I mean? Them the only two that come to my mind like that. Anybody that's along that line. And my point saying is that I want to say something about this dude, man, but I ain't even go there. He got me on 10. He got me on 10 because he's trying to play slow and play dumb. You know what I mean? And he's been a former NFL player, like Lil Max said in the chat. So he knows how to in and out. He know how people come up onto. He understand that, but he's part of the machine. Don't think this man ain't been told what to say, how to come. Don't think he just sitting there playing slow like he don't know. That's why I say I lost all respect for him as a human and as a man, because he should know better. He ain't got no integrity, no standards, no morals, no nothing. You know what I mean? And it's sick. It's sick. It's sick to see her sit there and have to endure that, because you can see the pureness and the goodness and the integrity of this woman's soul. It's a shame and it's horrific that she had to sit down there and be subjected to this. Ooh, man, I want to call this dude something, man. You know what I mean? You already feel me, nephew. I yield back. I yield back.
You know, he just, And it's so crazy. But the thing about it is, people like us, people like the people that's in this chat. What's up, Lil Mac? I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link soon. And it's people like us that understand this case, look at this interview, and we can listen to this interview with a whole different ear versus people who have ran with the surviving R. Kelly. You get what I'm saying? So people who ran with that surviving R. Kelly narrative, they listening at this video like with a whole different understanding than us understanding the ins and outs of what really took place within this case. And this lady telling you like how he is trying to guide the questions into one direction, but she's turning it back in the other direction. So for him, like, this is a bad interview for him, you know, because he's out here saying the things that they are telling him to say, but she's not giving the answers that they were hoping for.
Says multiple live-in girlfriends and other women would visit his homes, and one of her jobs was making their travel arrangements. In court, Kelly has been accused by some women of traveling them across state lines when they were underage. Another alleged victim telling the jury she was even held captive for several days. Diana maintains she didn't see anything like that. When you're making travel arrangements, of course, you need the date of birth. So how old were these women?
They ranged in ages, but none of them were underage.
So no minors?
No minors.
No one under 18?
No one under 18. In fact, when this
She
case
just
came
answered
up,
that,
I'm
nigga.
reading that women are locked up.
Man, I can't stand this dude, bro.
You know, kidnapped and these things of that nature. And that's not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anybody that's trying to leave or any locked doors.
And while you work for him, he was up on 21 counts of child pornography. Did that ever concern you?
When he was acquitted, the world immediately understood that he was acquitted.
In 2018, Copeland was named in a civil complaint pending against R. Kelly. The accuser saying Kelly used Copeland to enforce his rules. Allegations he denies. She alleges that Kelly locked her in secluded areas, rooms, studios, motor vehicles, as punishment, and that he...
How do you get locked in a motor vehicle? I've been trying to understand that for 5 years. How do you get locked in a motor vehicle? I've been trying to understand, how do you get locked inside of a goddamn car? Locks on a car are made to be locked out from the outside, not the inside. See, some shit I wouldn't even sit on TV and repeat as an interviewer. I wouldn't even repeat certain shit because at some point, when do your common sense kick into effect?
But nephew, you know what? And people sit there and that'll go right over their head and they'll believe everything he said out of his forehead.
When do your common sense take effect? How do you lock someone inside of a vehicle? A vehicle is meant to lock you out. You never heard somebody call 911 and say, I'm locked in my vehicle.
Yeah.
You can't make sense of this shit. But this is a person, as him, trying to control the narrative to keep the bashing going, keep the hate train rolling. But let's finish listening in, man, so we can get Lil Mac in here. I know Lil Mac got some words to say.
Yeah, I know he do.
In 2018, Copeland was named in a civil complaint pending against R. Kelly. The accuser saying Kelly used Copeland to enforce his rules. Allegations he denies. She alleges that Kelly locked her in secluded areas, rooms, studios, motor vehicles, as punishment, and that he would instruct you to, quote, stand guard outside the door. What is your response to that?
So I can't speak to her experience with him, but I can speak to the piece that mentions me, that it's absolutely impossible. Anybody that knows me knows that I would never do anything like that.
While testifying, Copeland was asked about an incident where Kelly confronted her about letting a woman, quote, escape. So when he said escape, what went through your mind?
There was an employee that was trying to start trouble. She calls him. She says, Diana let Anna escape. And he comes to me and tells me exactly what that person says. And I said to him,
you see how that get took out of context? Y'all hear how that got took out of context? This is hearsay. Somebody else said. Somebody called him and said that. He called Diana and said what they said to him. But when it comes to the media, it's him saying it. He said you let somebody escape. But Michael Strahan, see, I ain't gonna say I damn near. I gotta revoke your black card tonight. I'm pulling it.
And he's a football. Not, why are you even interviewing her about this?
Because I told you, did y'all not realize when the Robert case come, you didn't see hardly before this R. Kelly trial. How many black reporters did you see on ABC, NBC, anywhere?
Yeah.
You hardly seen any of them. But when it came down to Bill Cosby and Robert, all of a sudden, damn, where all these black workers come from?
Yeah.
All these black women and men coming out conducting interviews when it pertains to Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. Where did they come from?
Yeah.
But let's just go back a little bit and listen. We're going to go back a little bit, listen to what she got to say. And we're going to close this thing out real soon. But he repeated to her what someone had said to him. And it got into the media as if he told her she let a woman escape. Make this shit make sense.
Yes.
Don't it sound like prison?
She needed a lawyer or a publicist sitting next to her and doing that interview, man. Because I just wouldn't even sit down and talk to him anyway. Because he associated with the machine.
She probably wouldn't. I don't say she wasn't aware of the question, but to her, I would say that she handling these questions well. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that he's framing the questions, making it seem like he know for a fact this shit went on.
Right. He's part of the machine, nephew.
Yeah, he's not part of the machine. Asking. He's pretty much he's not asking questions. He's giving his statement.
Right. She being interrogated like she's on the stand again. That's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing.
Well, let's back this thing up a little bit. We're gonna press play.
Those motor vehicles as punishment, and that he would instruct you to, quote, stand guard outside the door. What is your response to that?
So I can't speak to her experience with him, but I can speak to the piece that mentions me, that it's absolutely impossible. Anybody that knows me knows that I would never do anything like that.
While testifying, Copeland was asked about an incident where Kelly confronted her about letting a woman, quote, escape. So when he said escape, what went through your mind?
There was an employee that was trying to start trouble. She calls him. She says, Diana let Anna escape. And he comes to me and tells me exactly what that person says. And I said to him, that was concerning to me. Like, why would you say that? But that, I want to make very clear, those were words that he was using from someone who had called him.
Because if someone used the word escape, I think somebody's been held against their will. And
Absolutely.
They found a way to escape and get out from
Yes.
Oh, my God.
He's never asked me or anyone else
Hold
that I
on.
know
Let me go
to
back.
make sure, you know, that was concerning to me. Like, why would you say that? But that, I want to make very clear, those were words that he was using from someone who had called him.
Because if someone used the word escape, I think somebody's been held against their will. And they found a
Absolutely.
way to escape and get out from
Yes, yes. He's never asked.
Hey, my name Amanda Berry, and I was kidnapped. Y'all remember in Cleveland when the man say I was sitting on the porch eating my McDonald's, and I heard a bang on the door. He's like, I knew it was something when a pretty little white girl ran to a black man arm. Dead giveaway. This nigga saying somebody escaping, man. Ain't no what they escape from. What they escaping from, Mike? And like she said, he's using the words that somebody called him and said. This is not him saying it himself. He's just repeating what was said to him. But Michael Strahan, this goofy, he just sitting there trying to make it seem like this man was running a prison, man.
And I said to him, that was concerning to me. Like, why would you say that? But that, I want to make very clear, those were words that he was using from someone who had called him.
Because if someone used the word escape, I think somebody's been held against their will. And
Absolutely.
they found a way to escape and get out from
Yes, yes. He's never asked me or anyone else that I know to make sure, you know, women don't leave. Mm-hmm. Every woman that's left has walked right out the.
You know, and they had so many. You remember they was having body language experts and different things. Man, this woman's eyes is looking directly at the camera, directly at this man as she's doing this interview. Every answer, she's not looking up in the sky. She's not looking down towards the ground. She's not looking to the left. She's not looking to the right. She's looking directly at the, you know, these are real accounts. That means she's not trying to remember what to say. She's not trying to watch what not to say. She's telling you exactly what went on when she was in the presence of the home, what she experienced, what she saw.
The door.
Copeland testified on cross-examination at trial that the year she worked for him, Kelly never tried to prevent someone from leaving or asked her or anyone else to try to prevent someone from leaving. During the latest trial, Copeland herself was named as someone who took part in the alleged mistreatment, but denies it. And one woman testified that you took her for an STD test. Was that part of your duties? Is that something that happened?
That I don't even recall that, so. She
even said that you withheld the results from her.
First of all, let me just say, they don't give results to other people.
Man, do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? So a clinic is going to risk getting sued for a HIPAA violation for giving someone else's test results to a totally different person. Some of this stuff is just common sense, man. Some of it is just common sense. Man, these are some of the accusations that this man was facing. Some shit that just don't make no sense at all.
Latest trial, Copeland herself was named as someone who took part in the alleged mistreatment, but denies it. And one woman testified that you took her for an STD test. Was that part of your duties? Is that something that happened?
That I don't even recall that, so.
She even said that you withheld the results from her.
First of all, let me just say, they don't give results to other people. But I have no recollection of it.
Did he ever ask you to recruit women for him?
He's never asked me, but at the time, I'm only saying that he was R. Kelly. a mega superstar. He needed no help. I mean, absolutely no help to recruit women or to get women.
Is there anything that you think you could have, would have done differently?
You know, looking back, I think that I would have done things the same way I did. I don't think that anything that I did was wrong, or and I also don't think that anything that I could have done would have changed what Robert did. I can only control Diana.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Man. Lil Mac, what's up, man?
How y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, as always, you know what I'm saying, a pleasure to be speaking with y'all, brothers. I just want to say, man, that live you did the other day about that rapper, the female rapper from Dallas, man, that was a great live. I was listening to that while I was at work. But this dude right now,
that live right there ain't gonna get the type of traction because people don't care about that, you know.
oh no, this is double standard, man. You know how that is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the touch on Michael Strahan, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna agree with brother Muse, man. This man right here, man, is a bootlicking man trustee. And man, that man, he's goddamn gonna, like you said, black card revoked. But lately I've been, you know what I'm saying, listen to reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, and I've been, you know what I'm saying, listening to his interviews and watching his stuff on TV. I mean on YouTube. He did his interviews and his speeches. And he had always said this quote that whoever controls the media controls the narrative. The media can make the innocent look guilty and the guilty look innocent. What this man did was in his interview, he's controlling the narrative. He's controlling the interview. He knows he came in just like Gayle King did with R. Kelly. Gayle wanted R. Kelly to openly admit that he was guilty of stuff when the whole time she know he was innocent. He know what Diane's saying makes some sense, some logical sense because he was a former, like Uncle Muse said, NFL star. He know how celebrities move, how they operate, how they get down, and it's clear as day that, like you said, some of this stuff is just freaking common sense. Like, how you gonna see this young lady sitting here? This woman sitting here telling him everything that transpires, like he got to counteract everything he's saying, like he don't believe it. But by him doing that, he don't want the narrative to get changed because if the narrative get changed and he be like, oh, and he be in agreeing with it, it's gonna make people, you know what I'm saying, that this anti R. Kelly go against him. So he's more leaning to the masses, the people, you know what I'm saying, that think he's guilty of the majority. See, he's controlling that narrative. He the whole time, if you got some sense and you know everything about this trial, and if you just got common sense, you can tell clearly what he's doing. Because like you said, the stuff he actually done. How in the hell, excuse my language, this woman Diane Copeland gonna have the woman gonna go to get a sexual transmitted disease test, and she gonna take the test from her and keep it. The doctor's not gonna let anybody get that type of information. That's a HIPAA violation. If the doctor gave Diane Copeland that test, he can lose his damn job.
Hey, Lil
But
Mac,
he or she can lose their job. But people that ain't got sense, they just on this. They see in the media R. Kelly or underage girl STD. They ain't breaking it and they're down and processing it, and he know that, and Gayle King know that. See, what we got to do is I'm not just speaking as black people, people in general, white, black, Mexican, Italian. I don't care what ethnicity you is. You got to stop letting the media control the narrative. Stop believing the narrative. Do your research on, follow up on this stuff. Just stop taking stuff off TV for face value. Because even the weatherman be wrong. The weatherman might tell you it's going to rain tomorrow. But tomorrow the sun going to be out. The sun going to be shining all day. Then the next day he might tell you it ain't going to rain. And you then get 20-30% of rain. But yeah, back that man was controlling that narrative. He didn't want to lose the general public because the more but at that time, more people believed that R. Kelly was guilty. But now more people coming around though because someone like your common sense got to kick in. But I hear
So
back.
at some point, when do common sense take a part in anything? You know, D-Map, what's going on, man? See, you came in. What's up, Lee? What's up, Gospel Glams?
Hey, nephew.
What's up, Aunt?
Everybody familiar with Sesame Street, right? And any type of show that's like that, right?
Right.
If you see like behind the scenes, like Elmo, and I can't forget all the characters and stuff. You know, you watch this, you know what I mean? But is Elmo real?
No, it's just a character. That's a character for the show.
Okay, so who's talking for Elmo?
I guess it's
Let that breathe. Don't even answer that.
Right.
Let that breathe.
Right.
Let that breathe. So people got to be able to detect these puppets out here.
I'm your puppet.
There you go.
I'm your puppet.
Right. There it is. There it is. These people are puppets.
He sound just like Gayle King during the R. Kelly interview.
Yes, they puppets. They're puppets. They're puppets. That's why I can have more respect for Cat Williams. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
People that's not no puppet. He's staying with the integrity of principles and not gonna compromise just to go to the top.
Just listening to that, he say he locked these women in RVs and locked them in motor vehicles. How do you lock somebody in a motor vehicle if they not in the trunk? You know, how do you get somebody else test results from a doctor's office that that they went in and talked to the doctor in confidence? Come on, man. Some shit common sense should not allow you to repeat or ask certain questions. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that was my biggest thing for coming on here tonight. I wanted to show y'all this, and that was a couple years ago. But she did that interview after she testified during the trial. You get what I'm saying? Where is all the other people that testified during the trial? Why they not talking? Why they not speaking? Why we haven't heard from not one juror between New York and Chicago? Not one, not no alternate, none of this. We haven't heard from nobody.
Because they can't give you a more potent answer why they convicted this man. This man does not deserve to be in jail. And when this man, you know what I'm saying, God, praise to God, when his appeal process go through and he come home, everybody gonna be in shock value. They gonna be saying, why he free? Why he free? Because I'm telling you, the media plays a major role, and they ain't reporting of the none that, you know what I'm saying, Jennifer has done for this man as why she's his attorney. They ain't reporting none of the positive stuff that this man goes through. They ain't speaking up on how what Jane Doe number 5 mother is doing. They only looking at the fact of in the public eye, they want this man just to be guilty of what he's doing. And when he come on there, everybody gonna be in the shock value why he come up. That man deserves to be at home. It's no way if you look at these cases all the way around. Even if you thought this man was guilty, it still is an injustice in it because none of this stuff could accumulate to him getting 30 years. And not only that, none of it.
Man, little Mac fell off.
Lisa Van Allen and Charles Freeman wasn't trying to extort this man. There wouldn't have been no case. The man went to trial in '08 for that tape, and he got off fast square. He didn't dock, he didn't manipulate it. He didn't make that young lady not come to court testify or nothing like that. That young lady went to the grand jury and said she wasn't on the tape. And I don't like that, but people don't report none of this stuff. They don't report how the Jane Doe #5 mother lied. You know what I'm saying? It's a few, you know what I'm saying, reporters out there and people in the media that report on this, but they're small because anything that's in this man's favor, it gets some traction, but they don't get the traction they deserve. Now, if it would have came out that another accuser accusing him or something like that, it would have blow up. But none of the stuff that it work in his favor blow up. No, that's what kills me. And then you got, how can you sit here and say the situation with Jane? Like how Jane on #5? How can y'all go all the way around that and not charge Cheryl Mack and not charge the parent? If this stuff true, that lets me know that this let everybody know this was mob justice, because if this truly was a RICO, it could have been several people, you know what I'm saying, could have been indicted. But they didn't do that. So that lets me know that y'all not for just y'all out for mob justice. Y'all just want to secure a conviction based off this man's name and the allegations and the rumors. But if you easily do like what we do, not checking what the mainstream media put out and fact check and do your research, it's clear that R. Kelly is innocent of what they're charging him for. And I'll yield back.
Yeah, let me say this. You got to check out what Miss Copeland said. She said her job stopped at his bedroom door. People got to really hear that, because I can understand from with the women being in their feelings and having some back and forth with it. And then you got women who really see what the truth is. But it's amazing to me to see men and their feelings and their emotions because of the jealousy and the hate that they have for this man. You know what I mean? So how easily it is for that. You know what I mean? And then they believe a narrative about underage ladies or even children, and they don't even have the decency for their own mindset as a man to even fact check that. You know what I mean? That's real sickening to me. Then my third point is, like Pac said outside of that courtroom when he had the white shirt on, it's not illegal for me to be promiscuous. In other words, it's not legal for me to be with any woman that I want to be. You know what I'm saying? If we got consenting adults, we're adult about what we're doing. We talk about what we're doing. And it's known that, hey, I'm not in the exclusive or in a relationship right now, this part of my life. You know, I got multiple girlfriends. Everybody know each other. This is the lifestyle I live. This is who I am. This is the season where I'm at right now. You can come on board. You know what I mean? Woo woo. I'll talk to you how this goes, what you need. We get an understanding. That ain't something you can swing with. That ain't kind of lifestyle you want to be in like that. You can respectfully, humbly, bow out, and we all good. You know what I mean? And there's no animosity there. Number love. So this is the thing that's going on, and people acting like Mr. Kelly was the first person on planet Earth since it existed to have a lifestyle like this. You have women who have the same type of lifestyle like that. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't want you guys. If there ain't something you want to get on with, hey, you can keep moving. Ain't nothing personal, but Pac said it's a crime for a person to twist that and make that into one that is not. Because the bottom line is, I'm like the last of the Mohican. You don't want me to get my publishing. You don't want me to be restored in my catalog and give me back that I'm owed. So the way you can do this strategically behind closed doors is to do all this foolery. You got to be, blind, deaf, and dumb not to see that. I yield back, and it's Uncle Muse spitting it from his hip.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all gotta get over there, man. If y'all haven't got over there to Justice for R.K. and man, check this out. Cause Jennifer, she tearing into their ass over there, man. She tearing into the government ass. They trying to say that they didn't prejudice R. Kelly during the trial because the jurors found him not guilty on the inducement charges with Tracy and Brittany, but Brittany didn't even show up to the trial. And Tracy, her lawsuit proved that she was 18 at the time of whatever she had going on with R. Kelly. You know, she was 18 years old. So, you know, they couldn't charge him with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the government is trying to say, well, the jurors were fair because they didn't charge him with those 2 counts. You know, it's crazy. Like, but Jennifer, she tearing in their ass. I'm telling you, if y'all haven't read it, if y'all ain't got over there on the Instagram and got it and read this, you might want to get over there because I think tomorrow I'm gonna go through this tomorrow. Because my brother Derek is going live tonight, and I don't want to interfere with him. And my main purpose for coming on tonight was to just let y'all know where y'all can get the documents from, and to go over this interview with Diana Copeland. D-Mac, what's going on, man? You been
What's
quiet.
going on, my brothers? I'm
What
just
you
sitting here
think
listening,
about
man.
this, man?
It's freaking sad how messed up this is. Cause most of that crap literally made no sense whatsoever. Like, so let me get this straight. They're supposedly locked in motor vehicles, right? And don't they motor vehicles open, unlock, and lock? So why ain't just unlock the door and get out? Make it make sense. Like, come on.
Because it never happened, bro. That's why it never happened.
I know it makes no
sense. It's a lie.
Like, show me. It's like how dumb do these people got to be? Well, I forget. Nowadays, a lot of people don't got no common sense like us.
That won't blow me, bro.
The show.
They don't.
But I ain't mean to cut y'all down. Let me say this real quick.
Each other right now.
Oh, my bad. But I just want to touch on this. That goes to show the lack of common sense that people have in the world. For anybody to believe that, you in it, especially how you go on your vehicle. Check this out, you guys. You go on your vehicle every day, go to your destination to go to work, or to go to the grocery store, or go wherever, get a haircut, get your hair done, however y'all do it. You mean tell me you can lock somebody from the inside of the car? I never know that. And how, if you lock somebody from the inside of the car, how the hell you lock yourself from the inside of the car? How the hell you gonna get out your car to get in your house or to get in your to the store where you're going to your destination? People ain't using their common sense. They just want this man to be guilty of what they're accusing him of, and people ain't stopping to thinking. Ain't stopping to thinking about the logic here. What makes sense? Like, that's common sense. I'm gonna fall back.
Here's the thing, look, Mac. Here's the thing that people got to revisit and understand how deep this goes. They was crafty enough to manipulate the psyche and the mentality of the public. They do social experiment. It still goes on. They have never stopped doing that. Okay, so they can look at the algorithm in our community, especially. They know what buttons to press. They know what words to use. In the words of Levi, they use these, they wordsmiths. And you see how Mr. Strahan was using the words that he would say, and he will pause and stop there, so that last word he said echoed. It does something to the psyche. And if you got somebody in your family or you personally have dealt with something like that and you relive that, if you didn't get help for that or however it went down, you know what I mean? And you resonate with that. So that's why they keep on putting certain words and they keep drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it. The second point, and I yield back, they still believe in their mind that he did marry that young lady. They never gonna let that go. Hear what I'm saying. I study human behavior. They will never let that go in their psyche. They don't care how much evidence comes out. They're not trying to hear it. They believe was some injustice done. She was done wrong. And then the fact that when she got killed, it really did something to their spirit. Then you got people out here thinking that it's even below her age bracket. Not just the fake man and all of that. They believe it's children that he violated. I hear talks about this all the time. They really believe that. You got to hear that. So all this other stuff we talking about don't mean nothing to them until that's debunked and proven. Only then, them some maybe will wake up and say, whoa, I had it all wrong. Others going to stay where he at because they never got the help that they should have gotten. So they can't rationalize in their thinking right now. They can't. They still resonating with hurt and pain or someone in their proximity. I yield back and let that breathe. Please hear what I just said. Please hear what I just said. Please hear what I just said.
And to pick up what you're saying, the crazy thing about it is, that young lady, Aaliyah, God rest her soul, never came forward and said any of this stuff. So how can you sympathize and be a victim? Try to sympathize and say she did it, or that he did this stuff towards her when her own self said that none of this stuff never took place. Came out in 3 different cases said they were never married, defended this man. So how can you put her in a position to be a victim when she says she's not a victim?
He is used like they were trying to do Tupac as the poster child and the face for that. That's what they were on. And that's what they achieved. So any other stuff, I don't care how ridiculous it sounds. People are rationalized. Remember what Denzel Washington said. Did he say that, or did Malcolm X say that the media can make an innocent person look guilty and the guilty person look
that was Brother Malcolm. That's Malcolm X.
Do you think that's still going on today?
Yes.
You better believe it is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the situation with Tupac. Everybody was thinking this man was a thug, was a gangster, and he was this, he was that. Tupac was none of that. He was a man's man. Hey, if you come for me, I'm coming for you. He wasn't advocating violence on his people. He loved his people. But the media portrayed this thug gangster image. If you go and listen to Tupac's lyrics in his song, Brenda's Got a Baby, Keep Your Head Up, and Me Against the World, and you'll know. Go study those songs, and come back to me and ask you what this man advocating violence towards people. He only got on. He made a few songs about that because he was on death row. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't what he truly was about. If you go to his last album, he was going back to where he first started coming from with the
right. Me Against
what's
the World.
The Machiavelli album, which to me, my 2 favorite albums of him is Machiavelli and the Me Against the World. I think I like those better. All Eyes on Me, not taking up All Eyes on Me. All Eyes on Me was a classic. Right. But if you go, the media trains that. Same thing going to Malcolm X. They made Malcolm X to be out to be this rational, know what I'm saying, black man that got teachers from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that were teaching hate. And all Malcolm was teaching us was to be pro-black, know what I'm saying, to be Pan-Africanism, know what I'm saying,
right.
Support your own, know what I'm saying, do for self. But they was falling into the narrative of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was telling us to be nonviolent, but once after Malcolm died and Martin Luther King opened his eyes up and see, hey, I led my people to burn the building. Okay, we in there, but we still not getting the respect that we deserve. Malcolm X explained that before he died. All that all the voting rights get passed, all that. You can sit in with white people and you can use the bathroom with white people. All that don't mean nothing if the man don't respect you.
That's right.
It's a waste of time if the white man don't respect you. Why you want to integrate with him? You might as well stay segregated.
Well, you ask yourself this. And there's no knock against what Martin did, but I still been trying to figure out why the hell we fight so hard to go eat in restaurants where motherfuckers don't even know how to cook.
I know you for to say that. That's true.
Why we trying to go sit in a restaurant where they keep them white only pies with no sugar, salt, goddamn black pepper, and an apple pie? Come on, man.
They ain't got none of that Louisiana. They ain't got none of that Louisiana hot sauce on the table neither.
No Louisiana hot sauce.
That's the whole thing I was saying. It ain't got nothing. I could be there.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I always ask myself, why do we fight so hard to go and to join these people when we was having way more success independently as a culture, you know. So that's just one of the things about history that I look back at and I question, because you know, I just don't see it. We was a self-sufficient community. Black people, we were doing our own thing. We invented most of the things that the world is using today. We started, you know, it came from our people. But
Right.
you
And
know,
then
today, I mean, voting that serious? You know, was you know, certain things that serious, you know, to, you know, you feel then when you realize that it's too late, you done fought 10 plus years for this to get rights and these different things, and then you realize at the end of the tunnel, like, damn, I done led my people into a burning building, but it's too late, you know,
right.
because you know, and that's why them people understood when they started to allow us to do certain things. They knew that they were going to use those tactics to control us. You know what I'm saying? They can keep up with what we had going on. Because like I say, man, we talk about the Negro Wall Streets all over the colonies, man, all over this country. You know, our people was doing their thing, man. Doctors, nurses, lawyers, bankers, grocery stores, farm. Man, we were doing everything. We didn't need nothing from them people.
Yep.
The problem was we didn't realize it though. We once we started begging for something that we don't need, that's when we came in debt to them. A person that always relying on some, like Malcolm said, you can't beg for peace. You got to fight upon peace and freedom, because of the simple fact is, okay, where you're accomplishing by getting all this stuff. Don't get me wrong. What Dr. King did, he was a great man, and I ain't trying to get out. I know we getting off topic, but that goes back into the media. They portrayed Martin also as if he would just have to go let the guy peace nonviolent. But at the end, Martin was talking about reparations. But he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, being pro-black, and he was fighting for, you know what I'm saying, the end with the wars in Vietnam and all that. But all they want to freaking talk about Malcolm, I'm not sorry saying Malcolm Martin, it's just non-violent situation I ever dreamed. That was not all about. That was not what Martin was all about. And that goes to show too how the media could portray one thing and make someone else look. They had what they was doing by doing it. They was signing Malcolm and Martin off against each other. But actually, before Malcolm died, Malcolm went to Selma, Alabama, and met with Coretta Scott King. It was in the work of those guys when they started working together. Malcolm was going to be in control of a situation that was going on in the north, and Dr. King was going to be in control of the situation that was going on in the south for the people. If those two heads would have came together, that would have shocked, that would have changed up things, and it was in fruition to happen. But unfortunately, Malcolm got killed a few weeks after he met with Coretta Scott King, because they had put Martin in jail in Selma when the Black Sun and all that happened in Selma, Alabama. But to get back to I'm sorry, I mean, you know what I'm saying, get off track, but to get back into what Uncle Mew said about the media, it's very manipulated, because for one, you gotta look at it. How all of a sudden R.KELLY can be this bad monster, but P. Diddy can have the same type of allegations that he's facing. Jay-Z can have the same type of allegations that he's facing. T.I. and his wife just had a few years ago had the same similar type of allegations, and all that just went away. People are controlling narratives if you look at it. Why Bill Cosby and R. Kelly on the ones that being ridiculed when you got several people out here that got some shady stuff going on, but if everybody want to make them out to be the monster, but y'all letting the real culprits, the people that really doing this stuff, it goes by whoever controls the narrative. And unfortunately, R. Kelly was one of those people that was laying down, and you know what I'm saying, one of those gatekeeping type of people, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, that go along with to get along to go along all people. You know that stuff. You know that stuff I have about Oprah, and there's stuff I have about what she did. But you don't hear that. You don't hear people talking about that. because they're gatekeepers in the community. Touching back to what Cat Williams was saying, why y'all think Cat Williams ain't getting no roles in Hollywood right now? Because he's exposing what's going on. But at the same time, but people like us like Cat Williams. That's why he keeps selling our stuff because he's authentic. He's real. He like why you think Tupac sold 6 million records? People want to hear what's real, what's going on. Um, people don't. Why you think guys like R. Kelly and them can sell our shows and do it because they're artistic. R. Kelly will never, you know what I'm saying, be out of work because the real people support him. Real people support Tupac. Like people are supporting those people that support their community. R. Kelly never, you know what I'm saying, you ever seen this man in an interview, you know what I'm saying, get violent with nobody or nothing like that? You never heard. Only time you only heard these allegations when this surviving R. Kelly came out. Being a fan of this man music ever since I was a kid, you never heard about him being abusive, violent towards women or nothing like that. But it only came out till now. Like it's the media manipulation for all this 20 year like what's the guy name? Dang, I forgot the name. He was a blogger. He don't come on too much. He said after all these 20 some years, you only have two main. No, sorry, not 20, 30 years. This 30-year man career, you only had two allegations: the Leah situation and the Tate. Saying the same, yeah. You only had two situations, you know what I'm saying, that came for, and two of those situations that got debunked. But like Uncle Muse said, people feed on that narrative. They don't want to stop believing in that he did what he didn't do this to live. The research is there, the information is there, but people are so brainwashed by the media that, and they won't think, they'll take the time out and think for themselves. People got to wake up and stop being controlled. And my main thing I'm pushing to everybody is fact check everything before you go out here and believe everybody and believe everything. But I'll yell that.
That's all. That's all you gotta do, man. That's all you gotta do. In this Black History, what they say, well, it's History Month or whatever. You know, I just want to get away from the tradition, but we're gonna talk. I want to have a live where we just talk about some history, man. Because last night I watched a couple documentaries on Ida B. Wells and a lot of stuff that she did. A lot of the efforts that she contributed to uh, the history of our culture. Um, and I just, I like to have a live where we able to just talk about the history of our culture, and not just name it Black history, because at some point, I was listening to they were calling, you know, they was calling us it was just Afro American. At what point did it turn from Afro American to African American? And I was sitting there listening and watching some of this stuff because I'm big into the history. I like history. That's something that I enjoy watching. But we're gonna do a live on that eventually, coming up in the next couple of days or so. But possibly tomorrow, I'm gonna check and see if I can get the guys together, and we're gonna come together and we're gonna go over this. We're gonna go over this. We're gonna go over the new updates in the case. Jennifer Bongini reply. And I would like if I could get somebody who would like to come on and help read through these pages. I would like to ask that if you could help, or if you would like to help read through these pages tomorrow when we do the live, just let me know. And like I say, all you gotta do is go to Justice for RK on Instagram, and you can get all of the pages for yourself. So tomorrow when we come on and do the live, if you would like to help do the reading of the reply, just let me know and you could come up on the panel. I think it's like 10 pages. I think it's like 10 pages. Okay, Nisimo. All right. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work most definitely. And we do it like we do it like that. So we watched this, everybody gave their input on this interview with Michael Strahan and Diana Copeland. I want to say to Diana Copeland, it take a lot of courage and strength to get up and to sit down with a person like that who's uh equivalent to someone like Gail King. How that interview wasn't a genuine interview that he conducted with her. He was kind of like interrogating her, but she kept her composure and kept giving her telling her truth about what she experienced and not what he was trying to direct her to say. So if you just coming in, shout out Nisimo. If you just coming in, catching the live, go back and go back to the beginning and watch it and let me know, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. If you missed the live yesterday, go check out the live from yesterday. We did a live yesterday and we spoke about up and coming Dallas rapper, 30 plus years old, has been exposed for having sexual relations with a 16-year-old young man. And the young man has put out the text messages, the proof. Even her herself admitted that she deal with young dudes, but not that young. But this young man happened to be 16 years old, and a lot of people in our community just write it off as if, oh, well, he enjoyed it. The reason why he didn't say nothing. But when you listen to this little man tell you about this incident, like he say, man, she took his innocence. He really didn't know what he was doing, so he wasn't enjoying it. It wasn't fun. It wasn't none of that because he didn't know what he was doing. He was just trying to be a rapper. She was promising him different things, but she never came through with the promises that she was promising him. So if you didn't catch the live from yesterday, go back and check that live out. And man, we gotta address it, man. This double standard that goes on in the community when if
Yes,
there
it
was a
is.
30-year-old man dealing with a
Yep.
16-year-old woman,
There you go. They'll be
people
trying to
always
crucify him.
do get that man locked up, lock him up, don't have him around your kids, this, that, and the third. Well, since it's a 30-some-year-old woman and a 16-year-old young boy, they just automatically assume that the
Yep.
young man was having fun and enjoying the situation with this
Yep.
woman.
Yep.
And from the young
Yeah,
man, it wasn't what it all cracked up to be.
yeah. Uncle Muse sent me something like that a while ago. It was a teacher. She was in the same similar situation. Can you touch on that, Uncle Muse?
I got to find, I don't know where it is right now, but let me ask this, nephew, before we get out of here. I sent you a text today. That idea, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I was gonna get back to you about it. Most definitely. I
Sound
most
like
definitely.
a good idea one day?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I seen you, and I sent it afterward. I sent the six little points, PowerPoints that we can go over. You know what I mean? However way you want to do it, whatever you want to do it. I thought that would be I think it would tie into a lot of our situation that we have experienced, but especially what someone like Mr. Kelly and Bill Cosby, when you're in that particular position like that, you know what I mean, and how that can be dangerous to do, you know what I mean, and so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm beginning to really get clear with that, understanding that. You know what I mean? Just hey, move differently. But yeah, this was a good live. I wasn't able to check it out yesterday, but I'm gonna go back over it and listen to it and check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all y'all be safe, man, and everybody be blessed in the chat. You know what I mean? Nixie Mo, everybody, man. Much love to everybody. And we'll holler next time, nephew. I'm going back on up out of here.
Good night, man. Hey, keep it safe, man. I know you're gonna get off the plantation in a couple hours, so
yeah. All right.
Okay, and also yes, Nisimo, Demetrius Smith's sister did deal with Robert when he was 16 and she was well of age, and like they say, they make it seem like it's such a big difference than a young man innocence being taken versus a young woman innocence being taken. It's the same shit. It carries the same type of trauma, and that young man yesterday, he was just speaking on just like, he really didn't know what was going on, and when he did, and then it was so crazy. He say, "I told my mama, but she didn't believe it." You know what I'm saying? So that's a problem within itself as well. So, moving forward, man, we're going to keep pushing the needle. We're going to stay focused. We're going to stay grinding. Our brother Provoked Thought should be on. He should be on or coming on. I seen he had a live schedule. Let me check over here on my phone. But most definitely, Bun Jean, she laid the law down. She pointed out a lot of different stuff, a lot of case law. I mean, she really just showed, like, even the judge with the over sentencing and everything. I'm telling y'all, man, go and download. Go to Justice for R.KELLY, man, and get those documents, man, and read that paperwork, man. A lot of the stuff that we was pointing out, a lot of the stuff that we was addressing, a lot of things we was having questions about, she addressed them. She addressed them in this paperwork. So, with that being said, until next time, y'all, man, y'all be safe, stay blessed, stay focused. If you'd like to donate to the channel, cash out Big Val Opinion, man. If you got anything that you would like to discuss, email me, bigvalopinion88@gmail.com. Y'all be blessed, man. Free chaos till we see chaos. The law broke the law. And guess what? It ain't over till the fat lady sing, and now the ball is in chaos court. So it's gonna go down. With that being said, all right, D-Map, man, we up out of here, man.
All right, man. See you.
Me and my brother both, everything starts with music for me. So A&R the whole album or whatever, but like a lot of the tracks, like personally, and I remember the thing that hurt me the most, and I'm gonna air them out right now, is Jive Records, Barry Weiss. We made a deal that R.KELLY, this is before R.KELLY was really big. He only had one album out. He's gonna give us an original track for the soundtrack. So I flew to Chicago because R.KELLY and I, our attorney, business manager, was the same guy. Gave him the Menace VHS tape, and the next day I came back and he had a song for me that he wrote to Menace. And I listened to the song, I go, oh shit. That's how involved I was in the soundtrack. I called Barry Weiss at Jive Records. I said, I just heard R.KELLY's first #1 single. And he goes, oh shit, I can't wait to hear it. A week later he calls me and goes, I got good news and bad news. The good news is you're right. This is gonna be his first #1 record. The bad news is it's not going on the soundtrack. Wow. It was Bump and Grind.
Wow.
If you hear what he's saying at the opening of the song, he's talking about Kane. My body's telling me yes, but my mind's telling me no, but my body's saying yes. Wow. Talking about Kane because of Jada's character, Ronnie, and his father Purnell. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Wow.
Yeah. Mind blown.
Wow.
I've never said that publicly, but that's what that was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a massive hit for him.
His first hit.
Wow. Okay.
Was it Honey Love, the scene that they used?
Yeah, because we took it because that was already the hit, like the successful music. So yeah, we
wow.
let
Alan Hill. Yeah.
Come on, man.